Hello there, kia ora. I hope whatever it is that you're doing this Sunday is nice and relaxing. Personally, I was planning on taking all of my content down and using that as a way to extort people to give me $500,000 I don't need to make my content magically reappear. But then I figured nobody's going to be that gullible and stupid, are they? Are they? No, instead, I've got a couple of other suggestions for you on what you can do to kill time this Sunday, like have a read of my latest newsletter. In it, I talk about something called a vice signal. Now, you might have heard of a virtue signal. It's a term that David Seymour likes to throw at left wing politicians who show publicly that they're in support of good things like not genociding a population. But the vice signal kind of works in the opposite. It's a signal from a politician that they're supporting the worst people out there, like your racists or plain out thugs who don't understand the justice system, or racists, or people who want to, I don't know, ruin the environment, or sponge more money off renters to make landlords even richer, or hate public transport because they want their fast cars to be the most important thing on the road to compensate for their little ding dongs, or maybe even people saying that we should have more American style politics here in this country. Those kind of signals go to a certain kind of person, and those are vice signals. And you can learn more about that in my newsletter, which is linked in my bio. On top of that, tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be sitting down and doing a live stream, which I'd love for you to come along to. There's some fantastic stuff in there. I'm going to be catching up with Professor Robert Patman. Now, Blake and I actually sat down and had a chat to him yesterday or the day before, and it was really enlightening. We talk about things like what AUKUS actually is, what Pillar 2 looks like to our neighbors, and what it means for the Ukraine to be doing well over in Europe, as well as what's happening in Gaza and what our response has been as a country so far and where that kind of sits. It's really educational and really informative. Then, following that, I'm going to be chatting to Clint Smith. Clint was actually an advisor for Dame Jacinda Ardern while she was Prime Minister. From him, I want to learn what it's like inside the halls of Parliament when you've got MPs who are not living up to the expectations that are set by the voting public, and what should happen versus what's actually happening at the moment, where you've got a bunch of MPs who can't be touched because it would upset the coalition parties and they would up and walk away and cause some kind of early election. What a fun system that we've got. So, yeah, make sure you do that. Pop in at 8 o'clock. I'll also be catching up with Blake directly and giving a bit of an update as well on his petition he's got before Parliament to try and ensure the protection of services that are there for the disabled community. So, 8 o'clock tonight on my YouTube and Facebook pages for those. They're also linked in my bio, along with that newsletter. So definitely go and have a bit of a read. And if you go through the archives in the newsletter a few weeks ago, I wrote about how what's actually happening with these idiots was obviously a really big scam because they clearly cannot run their business without it failing fairly fast. So go and do stuff this Sunday that you enjoy, that's relaxing, that hopefully isn't stressing you out too much, and that the weather is fine enough for you to enjoy. And I will hopefully catch you guys tonight at 8 o'clock on YouTube or Facebook. I will see you there.